This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a very special guest, meeting him for the first time today. He's chilling, got the sunglasses on. It's CMA Fest week, and you're out here for a month. He's from the great country of Australia. We got our first Aussie guest on the podcast.
First one.
It's Mr. Mack Geiger. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Yourself?
Doing well. So when did you get here to the States on this trip?
This is day 3.
Day 3. All right. What
yeah.
have the first 2 days been like?
They've been pretty hectic. We're here in Nashville for a week, and we just try to cram in as much as we could.
Yeah.
So we've been running around like headless chooks. But,
Like headless what?
Headless chickens.
Headless chook.
We call them chooks. Yeah.
You call them what? Chokes?
Chooks.
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 I'm going to learn a lot of Australian slang
actually,
on this thing. I'm
maybe
very
we should
excited.
get this out of the way early.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you don't understand, let's just talk through it. We'll get because it's probably a fair bit there.
Yeah. No. So you guys, where all have you been in this in the past 2 days? What have you been up to?
Well, we got in. What day did we get in? Monday. Got in Monday like 6 p.m. I actually got a good night's sleep. I haven't been like jet lagged at all, really.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
been
that's
pretty good.
impressive. Because what's the time difference? It's how many hours?
7, 8 hours or something? I don't know. It's like 3 a.m. at home right now, isn't it?
18 hours. Okay.
Oh, what?
So it's like.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, I'm way off. But
yeah.
anyway.
No,
Maybe
that's
the
okay.
jet lag is setting
Yeah.
in. I don't know.
That's good. You haven't been jet lagged though.
Yeah, been pretty good. But I don't know. It's all really just mixed up in my head because we've just been running around place to place. But we did the stick sessions last night.
Nice. I love those guys.
Yeah, they were really chill. We're just sitting around a campfire, which I felt very at home doing, because I've played that many campfires in my life. So it was just me and my fiddle player, Kate, and my guitarist, and we just sat down and had a jam. It was real good. Hell, I don't know what else we were doing. It's just all mixed up in my head, really.
Yeah, man. And you're out here for a while, and it's perfect timing where Walk a Straight Line just came out, and we love that project out here. And I know a lot of folks are loving it all over the world, and especially in Texas and Oklahoma. And you're getting ready to hit the road and play some legendary venues. We were talking about it right before we started recording.
Yeah.
You're getting to go to Green Hall, and you're getting to go to Kane's Ballroom, and you're getting to go to Billy Bob's and the Armadillo Palace, all rooms that I've been lucky enough to be involved with shows there over the years. So, and this is your first time really touring in the States, right?
Yeah, it is. This is like actually one of our first tours ever with the band.
Wow.
So we're doing US before we're doing Australia, but yeah, it's sort of 12 months ago. If you said we were, playing these different places like Kane's and Green and, Billy Bob's and that, like, I wouldn't believe you, but, everything's sort of skyrocketed lately and we're just sort of going with the flow and making the most of it. But yeah, we've sold out a couple shows as well, which is just blows my mind.
That is so hard to do. Like club shows, dance hall shows right now, you can ask anybody that's in the music industry. If they're not playing a festival, it's very hard for people to get shows right now. So the fact that your first time doing tour is selling out legendary venues like that, that's a huge accomplishment, brother.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. But yeah, it still blows my mind. But yeah, I'm just itchy to get on the road and just, I don't know, just sing to these American audiences, to the Texans and in Oklahoma there too, and see them singing my songs back. Like, I can't wait, man. Like, yeah, I'm
dude.
itchy.
Oh, you should be. You should be, man. That's glad. I'm glad you have that itch because that's really important. And so take me back. You're 21 years old.
Correct.
And how long have you been doing this thing for?
Yeah, I picked up a guitar when I was pretty young, like in primary school probably. My dad taught me 4 chords and a lie, and G, E minor, C, D. But he's missing these 3 fingers actually.
Oh, really?
So he taught me to play like this. So,
Wow.
so I had to learn how to use a pick myself. But but yeah, I was playing the guitar pretty young, and then I guess I started finding my voice a bit in high school. Started writing a few songs, probably a few girls who'd probably broke my heart a bit, and I had to get it out some way. And started writing a few songs, and they were pretty average at the start. And then I guess by the end of high school, I was starting to get on stages and stuff like that. When I was probably around 16 or 17, I started, getting on stage, and my hands would be trembling up there and trying to remember the lyrics. But I guess the way I started to get into it was probably goes all the way back when I was a kid before school. Mum and dad. Dad was a big 90s country man. Like, he was in his prime growing up in the 90s, and so all those big dogs like Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw, Tracy Lawrence, Clint Black, all those guys.
Makes a lot of sense that your music sounds the way that it does.
Yeah.
If that's what you're growing up on, hanging out with your old men.
Pretty much. And like mum and dad always used to sing and that, so we'd always be singing. And I'm the oldest of 5, so generally in long car rides, you know, we're all in this sort of minivan, I guess, 8-seater. And if we're not singing, me and the kids in the back seat are usually punching on. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Mum and dad were pretty smart in that way and just turned that music up. And as long as we're singing, we're getting along. And yeah, I guess that's sort of how it started. And, you know, I like all sorts of music, but that stuff sort of really, I don't know, found its way into my veins. And I think naturally, you know, that's the sort of music, you know, even pushing back to the 80s, you know, and 70s, going back to like Whitley and Jones and you know, Hank and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, it just sort of naturally become the music that I love, and I want to make music I like listening to, so that's what I'm doing now. And I definitely pull stuff from all different places. I'm not putting myself in a box, but
yeah,
that's the stuff I grew up on, and that's the stuff I love to play, and I guess that comes out in my writing a bit. So
that's awesome, man. Now, I have a little bit of, I was talking with your team earlier. I have a little bit of history with the Australian country scene. So I had a college radio show back in the day, and it turned into like where we would have some random like up and coming indie Australian artists on the show, and we played their music. Right. And that was here in the States. And so I did a couple of shows where it was midnight to 2 a.m. here in the States, and it coincided with like happy hour time out in Australia, right, like way back. So it was acts like McAllister Kemp and folks like that were big in like 2013 to like 2017. But the Australian country music scene is huge, and there are so many artists here in Nashville that one of their big goals is to get to Australia and play those big festivals and get out there and play in Sydney and play in Brisbane and play in all of these markets. Yeah. So talk about being from that world and coming up in the Australian country music scene.
Yeah, sure. To me, it makes a lot of sense because, like, Australia, I don't know really if this is an accurate thing, but I feel like Australia is probably similar size to the US, but we just got, like, no one living in the middle. And so, and anyone who lives off the coast, it's all agriculture. It's all cattle stations or ranches, you know, 2-3 million acres, you know, in the middle of Australia and very deserted. And so, yeah, for Aussies, like, you know, the country's all around us. There's so much wide open spaces. And I think that's why country music's so strong in Australia. And I guess, you know, it might be easy to forget that, I guess. But, yeah, I guess the scene is, you know, I think it's going stronger than it ever has. Obviously, I listened to my fair share of Aussie artists growing up, like a fella named Slim Dusty. He's like an Aussie icon back home. And then, yeah, lots of other ones. Like there's a bunch of sort of people my age or a bit older, but a lot of young new talent starting to boom and sort of post-COVID. And it's exciting, you know. I think everyone's sort of got their backs. We were at a thing this morning where all the Aussie artists were there together, and, you know, there's no real competition because we're all in the same boat, you know. Yeah. We're all over here on the other side of the world, and we all come from the same place. And I think that's the really nice thing about the Aussie country scene is if one of us is doing well, you know, with all, what's the saying with the boats? There's a saying about boats.
High tides raise all ships.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. And that's exactly what it is, you know. And so that's the really cool thing about the community in Australia. But I guess for me, like I grew up in regional sort of Australia, so the closest major city was probably 7 or 8 hours away.
Wow.
It was about an hour drive to school back and forth each day, so 2 hours total driving to get to school. And mum and dad have run cattle, so they've got a cattle stud that we've been running ever since I can remember, and mum and dad sort of grew that from the ground up. And I guess that's the story for a lot of Australians, and that's why country music's so strong over there is because, yeah, you know, we're surrounded by the country, and that's what it is, you know.
And I've heard that over there, it's like here they talk about rednecks or hillbillies. They talk about instead of getting redneck like it is in the U.S., you guys get feral. Is that a real thing?
Feral, yeah.
I've heard the term feral, and I've heard here in the States everybody jacks up their trucks. You guys lower them and call them utes, right? I've heard of utes.
We got utes. We don't call them trucks.
You call them
for
utes.
us is like a big
Like a
freight.
semi or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
transporting something.
Yeah, that's right. We call them utes, but I think in the bush we jack them up too.
You do jack 'em up, okay.
Yeah, we definitely like to jack them up. But yeah, I don't think too many people are lowering them down.
But feral is the term.
Feral's good. We also got bogan.
Bogan, yeah, I've heard of the bogan thing before.
Bogan, yeah, bogan's sort of like redneck.
Yeah.
If you call someone feral, they'll probably want to smash you. So, but if
So
you call
bogan,
bogan's probably not much better. But I'm sure maybe if you called someone a redneck here, they'd probably want to turn around and square up too.
yeah, depending. It's funny. It's like people really embrace like where they're from and how they grew up.
Yeah, okay.
Like a lot of people take pride in that.
Yep.
So I feel like if you're truly a bogan, you probably take pride in that, right?
I think it's different, to be honest. I don't know.
You think it's a different thing?
Yeah, in Australia, like if you're from the country or you're from a small town, you're definitely you're proud of it. But I don't know. I don't know what the word would be for that, to be honest. Small town or rural, but bogan for me is like a bit. I don't know, a bit rough.
It's a bit more of an insult than a thing. Okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
makes
I don't
sense.
know,
I'll
it
make sure
depends.
not to call anybody a bogan
Yeah.
for sure. But you're gonna be encountering some bogans for sure, going out to Texas and Oklahoma, and you're
Right.
gonna be in like the cities out there though. So it's like you're gonna be driving through the country.
Yep.
Are you now? What kind of vehicle are you riding around in out
We
here?
got two vans.
Two van.
So we
Okay,
got-
so you're van and trailer it. You're doing it the right way for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
first time. I was gonna say, I hope they're not spoiling you with a bus
No,
on
not
your
yet.
first tour.
No,
you
no.
can't be doing that. I always
Yeah.
get on as someone that did the van and trailer thing. Your first tour has to be in a van and trailer.
Oh, and we're not complaining about it. But yeah, we got one van that's just gonna have all our gear in it, and we got the other van where the band and me are gonna be
Nice.
getting around. But yeah, I can't wait to see a bit of that country, And,
Yeah.
And
Do you guys have truck stops out in Australia?
Yeah, yeah,
That's a thing.
100%,
Like
yeah.
like where you guys have like the things on the side of the highways
yes,
or the
we call them a
interstate.
servo.
A what?
A servo.
A servo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or a service station. That's what we call
So
them.
you're gonna
But yeah.
encounter. Have you heard of Buc-ee's yet?
No. Oh, I've heard of it. I don't know. What
Okay,
it is.
well, you're going to Texas, which is the mothership of Buc-ee's.
All right, tell me more.
That's where Buc-ee's comes from. So
Right.
you're familiar with Walmart that we have here in the
Sure.
States? Do they have Walmarts in Australia?
Nah.
No, okay. So Walmart here in the States, you can get everything at any time. They used to be 24 hours. COVID kind of killed that. Now they're not 24 hours anymore.
Yep.
But Buc-ee's is like a servo that's the size of a Walmart. And they have everything and anything.
Damn.
They've got like almost 200 pumps, like gas pumps.
Wow.
At
Yeah, we don't
a
have that back
Buc-ee's.
home.
Yeah, it's gonna
looking
be
forward to
it's
it.
gonna be overwhelming for you, but I'm interested to see, and you can get anything you want at any time, pretty much,
Damn.
and it's just chaos.
Sounds good to me.
So where you're going
Oh,
to, and
Buc-ee's.
where you're going to in Texas, they got them all over the place.
All right.
So
you get food there as well.
Oh yeah, they got barbecue, they got beef jerky, they got these kolache things. They got the beaver nuggets. They got you can get hunting stands there. They got a whole section of clothes. Like it's gonna blow your Australian
guns
mind.
there too.
No, but I believe in some of them in Texas you can get ammunition.
All right.
Which is wild. Again, you're gonna see you're about to really
I'm
experience
looking
like
forward to it. I've heard lots of good. Well, everyone says everything's bigger in Texas.
it is.
And
And Buc-ee's
I'm
is the
looking forward to that.
definition of that.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything is in
Sounds
fact
good to
bigger
me.
in Texas, man. And Billy Bob's is like the world's biggest honky tonk.
Yeah.
Like that room can hold up to like 5,000 people in it.
Yep.
It's a special spot. And for your style of music, it makes so much sense why you're selling out some of these rooms. Like you're going to the mecca of where that traditional style of every song that's on Walk a Straight Line fits in the mold for it's songs that people can dance to and two-step to. So I want to talk more about the project. So you signed a big old record deal too, brother, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
How's that feel to have that at 21 years old? That's pretty rare. Not a lot of artists can say that.
Yeah, massive blessing, and yeah, I'll just give the credit to the Lord. But to be honest, yeah, really grateful for it. Having a team to sort of promote your music and work with you through your projects is, when you're starting out as an artist, you're doing all that yourself. You're your own promoter, you're your own, you're doing everything yourself and with your management. So, yeah, it's a really big blessing. Just have a team pushing your music out there to the world. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah, man. And talking about this project, did you record it? You recorded it back in Australia or out here in Nashville?
Yeah, back in Australia, just sort of an hour outside of Brisbane. There's a fellow there named Jared Adlam. He's my producer, and he's got this studio stood out the back of his house, and it's like this big shed that he's built himself, and it's like just the best sort of environment. Like you walk in there, he's so easy to work with, and we did this whole album there in Australia, which I'm pretty proud of, and we did send it over to Nashville to get different instruments on it, like steel and fiddle and things like that. So we got some really cool players on it. But Australian producer, Australian studio. So yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And what's it been like seeing the reaction of this project? Because you got a lot of buzz right now, and that's got to be a lot for a 21-year-old that's living on the other side of the world. Now you come out here to Nashville, and folks already know who you are.
Yeah, it's surreal. Like
it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy. You know, it's ridiculous. But I'm really overwhelmed with how people have been liking the new project. I think we might have hit 1 million streams on the project in 3 days.
That's insane.
So,
that doesn't happen, brother.
Yeah, well, I don't know, to be honest.
That doesn't happen. That's insane.
So yeah, just I don't know, but for me, like I wrote on every song and that as well.
Yeah, that's something I noticed because I'm a bit of a nerd with it, where I like to look at the credits of who played on it and who were the co-writers. And I'm looking through yours, and it's like a lot of these are solo writes.
Yep.
Like you're
5 out of 6 was solo write.
Yeah.
And then I did one, which is Hole in the Wall, which was a co-write. But that's something like I sort of always visioned for myself as my first project, because I'm a writer as well as a singer, and I'm just really proud that that's my writing. Those are my lyrics, and I guess the whole idea for it was just to paint a picture of who I am for the audience. Obviously I had that String By song go pretty good, and it's still going alright. But I wanted to introduce people to who I am and the music that I love, and I thought I picked out these 6 songs, and I'm pretty happy, and I think they do that. That represents me as an artist, and it's got a few sad, depressing ones in there, which is my bread and butter.
You gotta have some sad country songs, brother. You need to have
I'll be
those.
in the best mood in the world, and I'll sit down and listen to some just really depressing stuff, like that's just how I'm wired. I don't know why. Might have a screw loose, but and then we got a track in there that's like a bit of Western swing, which I've always loved, and then we got like some driving ones. So I'm really pleased with it. I think it paints a picture of who I am, and I'm stoked that people are loving it as well. So.
Yeah, and the way that you can tell, how, little tip for you, going out to Texas and Oklahoma. So it kind of blew my mind, because I'm from New York originally. The 2 acts I worked with were both from Alabama.
Yep.
And in the Northeast and the Southeast, you go to a concert, and people rush to the front row, and it's like a club environment, The way it works in these dance halls is they all stand off to the side. So like, say the stage is this Surfside can, and then there'll be like the dance hall, and then there's like a barrier like around the dance hall. Everyone at the start of the song will be on the side, and then when you start playing, if they like the song, they start 2-stepping and waltzing around to the song.
There you go.
So you can tell you have them based on how they're dancing to the music. So having some dancing songs in there, it blew my mind, because I'm like, wait, why is nobody in the front? I'm like, oh, they're waiting and dancing and finding a different guy or girl to dance with.
If I walk out there and
there's no one there, and they're all standing on the sides. You're going to be like, what's going on? Because a lot of these dance hall floors, like Canes has been there forever. Green Hall's been there forever. And they don't let drinks on the dance floor. Like the dance floor, which is most of the room, is there for the dancing.
Yep.
And your set's going to fit right in there, bud.
Yeah, we're excited. We got a few covers we're throwing in there that, I think people who know game are really going to like.
So tell me about some of those. Like, there's so much traditional country that I'm sure you and the band can just hit out of the park.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you pick your couple that you throw in there?
Well, we pretty much, we put down all my songs.
Yep.
And then we've got about half a dozen, probably 4 or 5 unreleased ones that I'm really keen to see how people like.
Yeah.
And then we're just filling the gaps from there, and I just go back to the music that sort of shaped me, and music that I can sing and really put my heart and soul into the song. So we got like some Gary Stewart in there.
Ooh.
What else we got in there? We got some. We're throwing in. We got like one rock song at the end, just because like why not? We're in Texas having a good time.
Just let it loose.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I always say like, if I could sing rock, I'd probably be doing it, to be honest, because you can just let loose out there.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
But I was given this voice, so I'm doing country. But we're throwing one of those in. Like, we got some Hank Jr. in there.
Oh,
like,
nice.
So just a few little things, but overall, I'm really stoked with the set list. I think people are going to love it. Really keen to try out all this new music too.
Yeah.
So.
What does the band look like? Because I'm imagining it sounds like you got some strings in there. You got some pedal steel. You got a fiddle in there.
Oh, it's not a band without pedal steel and fiddle to me. So we got a 6-piece band.
Oh wow.
We got 3-part harmonies. So
wow, dude.
Yeah, we're and that's
I got to get to a show.
Yeah,
this
man.
Sounds awesome,
mate. Anytime, let me know. But I think for me, like for my type of music, harmonies have always been really important to me. So I've got Ashlyn who's on bass, and then Kate who's my fiddle player. So we've got 2 females, and we put them together on the stage there, and they're like, we got all these rough and rowdy, cowboys playing, and then we just got these 2 sort of angels over the side doing these beautiful little harmonies. So yeah, they add so much, and then steel and fiddle. I mean, I can't really play a show without either of those.
Yeah,
so
you got to have those. And they say if you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band.
It's not a band without a fiddle.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Did you grow up going to a lot of concerts and stuff in Australia?
Not a whole lot. Like where we lived, we didn't really get too many people coming through. Every now and then, like mum and dad loved music growing up, so any chance we could, we'd go out. But where we lived was sort of rural, so not many people would come out and play there. And if you're outside those major cities, so I guess that's something that I always keep in mind for when I'm choosing where to play places. I think about when I was a kid, and I mean I'm still a kid, but when I was a younger kid, I'm mindful of people in rural areas because they don't get to see that. But also, I think for anyone who wants to play out there, like people appreciate it that much more, and they get around it that much more because they don't get it often, And
I think of the Brooks and Dunn song "Hillbilly Deluxe," where they say "big timing in a small town."
100%.
Like if you can create those memories to a town of only like a couple thousand or even a couple hundred people, and it's like the whole county or that whole area descends on one section of it. That's something that lives on for generations.
Oh,
remember that time Mack Geiger came here, and that's something that lives on in those areas forever. And that's how you build those fan bases and build those super fans.
100%, yeah.
So it's important to do. So what do you like doing when you're not doing music stuff?
I'm usually out at mum and dad's. Like they got the cattle there, so I'm the week before I come here, we were preg testing and mustering. So preg testing's putting your arm down there,
getting in there, getting
in
all
there.
Nice and in there,
feeling for pregnancy and the cattle, and then I was on a horse. We were mustering at home and rounding up the cattle. I think you guys say we call it mustering. So, and
did the pregnancy test? Do we have a lot of calves being born?
Oh, lots.
A lot. So it was a good pregnancy test.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Like above 85%. We might have 90% or something.
Wow.
And that's what my mum and dad are into. Like when it comes to cattle, is into genetics and all the numbers.
There's a science to it.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of data that needs to be in there.
100%. So we're right into that. But I mean, outside of that, I don't know.
Like, what is there growing up? Were you
growing up big sports guy?
Big sports guy. So rugby and cricket, right?
Rugby. I did touch football and I did athletics as well. So
athletics. So what is
track and field?
Oh, track and field. Okay. Yeah.
So growing up was just a lot of footy originally, but I was a bit of a runner too. So be running around the track. I sort of went to a few. I won second place at 2 national competitions.
Oh wow!
For the decathlon, which is like 10 events in 2 days.
Damn.
Track and field, and I represented my state in touch football, and rugby was just because I loved it. I wasn't really the most solid kid growing up, but I could run fast, and I was pretty quick on my feet. So just sport. Sport was like my whole life as a young kid, and I think it was really good for me. Just it teaches you dedication, to work hard for trainings and things like that. But I met so many good mates and that. But music was just something I'd just do every now and then. It wasn't really my dream early on. And then I don't know, towards the end of high school, it all started changing, and I started thinking this stuff's pretty cool. And I think I'm someone who has something to say, and that was a way that I can get that out to people. So.
Yeah, man. And I always like to say that show day is game day. like
Yeah,
how you're getting ready for a rugby match or a decathlon event or something like that. That's how you feel before you go on stage and put on a
100%.
show for people.
100%.
So
It's
having that athlete mentality as you're going in there, it's like you're a team with your guys and girls on stage.
Yep.
So I can see why it translates really well for you.
Yeah, I guess I haven't thought about that.
And being on tour is like you're in a tournament, you're going from place to place,
100%. And that's I haven't thought about that, but that's exactly right. Like your band's your team.
Yep.
You're getting G'd up before you're about to walk out there and just hook in. So
yeah, and your game is 60 or 90 or 45 minutes, whatever the set time
right.
is, and then you get out there and then you go to the next town and do it all over again.
That's a song right there.
It's a special thing because there are so many athletes like in country music. Like Morgan Wallen was a baseball player. I remember Brett Young was actually drafted for professional baseball here in the States, and there's so many guys and girls that grow up doing it that translate over to the music thing, and it works well. And you said before too, like you're not just a singer, you're a songwriter as well, and you're a musician. And we have a term for that. It's called artist. Like there's people that sing other people's songs, and then there's people that can write their own songs and pick along with them and do what you do. And man, you're truly an artist.
Appreciate it.
Like you're able to do this thing. You said string by. You were very humble about it, that it's done some big things for you. But talk about the impact that a song like that, off of this first project that you got to really hype everything up with. Like talk about how big string by has been for you.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it in 2023. 2024.
Okay.
I was living in Brisbane at the time. I was studying to be a paramedic.
Which
is something we haven't gone over. But
we could dive into that a little bit later on for sure.
And I was just at the kitchen table and I thought, I just want to write a sad song, and I just sat down and I started a few chords, and next minute I'm in the studio, and next minute we put it out, and next minute people on the other side of the world are getting around it, and Australia's never really heard it. Like we put it out in Australia, and it was my second single. I had one out before that, and before you know it, a lot of people seem to resonate. It's a story I wrote about someone who's in a relationship that's pretty toxic, and they're stringing you along a bit, and it's about putting your foot down and being like, I deserve better. And to be honest, in the moment, I thought, it's a cool story, but I didn't think too much of it. And next minute, all these people are resonating with it, and a lot of people are reaching out saying, you gave me the courage to walk away from something that wasn't good for me. And I think as an artist, that means the world when you hear, your music is touching people, or I guess inspiring people to, make good decisions in their lives.
Yeah, dude.
So, even though it was a really sad, it's quite a sad song. So, it took off a fair bit. TikTok, did its thing. And
how big has social media been in getting you to where you're at now? Because you're talking about how you're selling out shows in red dirt country, we call it, in Texas and Oklahoma, and you're all the way out in Australia. You're 18, 19 hours away in some places that you're going to here in the States. Like, talk about the impact of social media, of being able to shoot yourself taking a video and then post it, and the entire world has access to it.
Yeah, I always hated social media until this all happened.
Everybody does, man.
Yeah.
It's a tool. It's a tool in your belt, and if you figure
Yeah.
out the right way to utilize it, and you're so much more than like what people would consider like a TikTok artist or something like that. TikTok's just the vehicle that we in the States could use to find a guy like you.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing for me is, I mean, once upon a time you're trying to hand your CDs out, and I can sort of bitch and moan about how we don't make much money from all these different, streaming places, but the reality is it's allowed me to shoot my song over to so many different populations, and yeah, that's how it took off. It took off in Texas really early, and Australia wasn't really doing much here. It was all over in Texas, and I'm just in Australia. I'd never left the country, and I'm like, this is a bit weird. Like, you're looking at the statistics and that, like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
No one here's listening to it, but everyone over on the other side of the world is.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I don't know. It's did its thing. I think I don't know how many streams it's got. It's got a fair few, and that was the main thing that sort of, I think, a lot of record labels, took notice of and started sussing me out a bit. So once that started doing good numbers, that's when I started getting phone calls and we're in Zoom meetings, and before you know it, we started getting some offers from these labels. And what we did, well, I sort of said, well, I don't know anything about you. Like, I'm not about to sign everything over to you right now without knowing you. So I pretty much said, if you're serious, fly me over to America and have me meet you, because for me personally, I think you can tell a lot about someone by looking them in the eye.
Yeah, you really can.
And that's pretty much what I said to them, and they were serious enough to do that. And now I'm signed to Columbia and Records Nashville. So I guess that all come from that sort of moment, from that song. But even more than that, it come from just a moment of vulnerability to sort of tell a story and sort of let your heart out. And I guess that's the whole thing with being an artist is, that's what you pay for it. You sort of opening up your heart to people, but it's all worth it when you see other people resonating, I guess. So.
It is, man. You're having an impact on some random person that you might never meet. You're having a huge impact on their life.
Yeah.
And you can't put a price on the time it took, of writing that song, man. So that's huge. Now, had you been on a plane before, or was your first time on a plane flying out here?
No, I've been on a couple.
You've been on a couple planes,
but
okay.
I hadn't left the country until February, and I come over talking to a few labels. So
how different of an experience was it for you to leave the country and your first time flying all the way out here to the States?
Yeah, it was just a whirlwind. It was not long before that. I was just working cows and studying, and I was studying to be a paramedic for 2 years.
Yeah. What was your what made you want to do that?
Oh, paramedics, it was bittersweet walking away from it, because it's a job. It's like problem solving, and there's a lot of I don't know. You're walking through a door that you've never into a house you've never been to. You don't know what's on the other side, and there's just a person there who's in need, and you just pretty much got to figure out what's wrong and give them a chance at life. And for me, that sounded like a challenge to me. Not really from a real big medical family, but I just like the challenge. But also, being a paramedic is like, your role is to be that person there for someone in the sort of the worst time of their life, and I think when you finish a shift as a paramedic, you go home and you can sort of sleep good at night knowing that you've made an impact on someone's life. So that's what drew me towards it. And I had a year to go in it, and then I started running around singing songs instead. But that was a big part of my life for a while there, was paramedics and study. So
Yeah, man, it's like you talk about where it's changing people's lives, and you're getting these messages and these comments on your videos and the reaction to the music that you've put out, and you're saving people, but just with different strings. You're using your guitar strings as opposed to sewing somebody up on a scene. Isn't it?
That's poetic as hell.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a good moment today. I don't know what's in this water, but I don't know if it's the Zin that I got in my mouth, but I'm running with them today, man.
Yeah.
So we're here for a month on this trip, right?
Yep. So this week's CMA Fest. So we're playing on Chevy Vibe Stage on Friday around lunchtime, and then we got a few other pop-up gigs around the joint as well. And
then you head to Tulsa, to Fort Worth, to Houston. You're going to College Station, New Braunfels, You're going all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
Like that is one hell of a first run to tour, let alone your first time here in the States.
Yeah, we're stoked. A lot of people say Texas is a lot like the state I'm from in Australia called Queensland. So I'm keen to explore that. But yeah, it's a pretty hectic 2 weeks. Got the band from Australia here too, so it was really cool to have my own guys come over with me and be able to share that.
Have they been over here before, or is it the first time for a lot of them?
A couple hadn't, so they're loving it. They're, I don't know, going around the city looking at all the sites at the moment and just
have you let them loose on Broadway yet?
Yeah, a couple of them have snuck out the back door and had a look around out there. We had a little poke around during the day. During the night, it seems pretty wild.
It is. It is.
But
it's
definitely it's unique.
And what's cool about CMA Fest is you get the biggest country music fans in the world that come out here and descend on Nashville. I think runs somewhere between 250,000 and 500,000 people come to this city this week to find their new favorite artist, like a guy like yourself.
Yeah.
So
Wild.
it's the busiest week here.
Yeah.
So for you to get to be a part of that, and then I'm seeing on here on the schedule, we got some shows back in Australia coming up soon, huh?
Yeah. I can't actually think of what I'm playing.
I got them right here.
Let me know.
Power of Spotify. Shout out Spotify with your events tab. I can check out where all the people are playing.
Shout out Spotify.
You're playing Corner Hotel in Richmond on July the 8th, Liberty Hall in Moore Park on July the 9th.
Oh, yeah, that's with Drake Milligan. Yeah, so Drake Milligan took me on, managed to, I think we applied for it, but I'm just going to say he invited me on it.
Yeah. Drake's a good dude, and sonically, y'all are a perfect fit to be playing shows
stoked.
together.
I've loved what he's been doing for a while, you know. I actually met him just yesterday. We were at Darius Rucker's golf tournament, and it was raising money for sort of sick kids, this hospital for sick kids, and I met Drake there. And he seems like a really chill dude.
He's a great dude.
Yeah,
great guy.
But also shout out to Darius Rucker in that golf tournament too. That goes, you'll have to look it up on Google on that, but that's a really good cause for a hospital somewhere around for sick kids with cancer. So definitely look at that. That's,
yeah. Did you get out there and play golf yesterday?
I did. Oh, I suck, man. I suck.
You're not a golfer?
No. Oh my god. I think I went through 20 balls and I left after the 9th hole.
But you had a good time.
But I had a good time.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
When I wasn't trying to smash my clubs, I was having a pretty good time.
And then in August, you're playing the Amore Creek camping area, Gympie Muster.
Gympie Muster, yeah. So that's a big country music festival in Australia. It's pretty unique. It's in this big national park.
Oh, wow.
And everyone camps there, pretty much everyone. So it's just caravans for kilometers and kilometers and campsites. Most of the artists camp there as well. There's this big artist section where...
Oh, so you're hanging with all the other artists and you're experiencing the festival too.
A lot of them, a lot of the artists actually camp, and you're just walking through camp and you hear a banjo player over here, and then you hear someone singing over here, and it's really unique, and it's really good vibe out in the middle of nowhere, out in the sticks. So yeah, that's going to be a good one.
That's awesome. So you got that in August, and then in October you're playing the Ballarat Mining Exchange and what's VIC?
Victoria,
Australia. So that's awesome, man, that you got some shows. You got to be excited to finally be doing some big shows since all this stuff's happened back in Australia.
Yeah, 100%. And we're sort of planning some more sort of stuff to tour properly.
Yeah.
But I just got off the tour with Warren Ziders actually on his Australian tour, and getting around them and seeing people sing my songs. I was just sort of playing with me and my fiddle player, and it sort of blew me away that, there's a lot of people who are really listening to my music, and a lot of people are supporting me too. So it feels good, man. It feels good. I mean, Australia is my home country, and it always feels good to get back to the homeland and play there. But at the moment, we're focusing.
Oh, you're
on
focusing
America.
on the States, man. Yeah,
and I love the States too. I don't know, the energy here is definitely high, And
yes,
we're just just walking down the street, and someone will just give you a compliment, man. I don't know.
Well, that's because you're in the South, bro.
Yeah, right.
That's because of where you are in the States. I don't know if it's like this in Australia with your different states, but people have different characteristics. Like where I'm from, the Northeast, they like to say northern aggression. You go to New York, you ask somebody how they're doing, they're going to tell you to screw off. Down here, you're in what's known, I think the friendliest part of the States is the Midwest. Right. They talk about Southern hospitality, but if you go to Ohio, Wisconsin, Iowa, you go to similar to where you're from. You're from Queensland, right?
Yeah.
So Queensland, it sounds like is that more in the center of the country?
It's northeast, but
northeast. Okay.
It's the northeast quarter.
But it's a lot of agriculture and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of agriculture in our Midwest, in our center. They call it the heartland. And that's where all of our grain, a lot of the crops for the U.S. come out of there. Right. So it's folks that grow up with combine tractors and farming and not a lot to do, not a lot around, Right. So they're the very nice ones. So when you eventually go to the Midwest and you run through Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, you're going to see that's where the real nice people are. Yeah.
Well, I thought they were pretty nice here too.
Yeah, they are pretty nice
me
here.
Me and my girlfriend are just walking down the street, and they're this guy just sings out, "Damn, y'all look good, y'all a great couple." I'm Damn, all right.
Yeah,
Like,
there
that
you
feels
go.
good, man. I don't get that at home. So.
Yeah, that's awesome,
But
man.
yeah,
And then I
we're
gotta
loving it.
ask one more Australian question
Sure.
because so my girlfriend has a little girl, and I've been lucky enough to know I've been dating my girlfriend for 3 years. So I met little Charlotte when she was 4,
Awesome.
and nonstop on her TV was Bluey.
Right.
Bluey was
Bluey.
nonstop. Is it as big in Australia as it is here in the States?
It is,
like,
yeah, it's
like
massive.
is it a big thing? Like all the kids, like you grow up watching Bluey.
Yeah, like it was a bit after.
I know you're a little.
my
I know it's a little
childhood.
bit after your
But
childhood. 'Cause you're 21.
Bluey is massive over there.
It is
so,
massive.
Yeah.
As I was wondering, I'm like, is this the Australian SpongeBob? Like, is it
Yeah,
that
yeah.
big over there?
Yeah.
Like, where we get into that?
It's
so.
funny because some things we found over here, they've labelled it as Australian, but it's like not really Australian. But Bluey is.
So
very
what's
Australian.
one of those things?
We were talking at the campfire last night. There's this place in there's a place somewhere, New York, and it's like supposed to be like Australian cuisine, and we're looking at the menu, and they got like biscuits. Like we don't have biscuits at home, and we're like, nah, this is like not it.
So what would an authentic Australian restaurant have in it? Like what are
To
the
be honest,
go-to
you
like
usually just go
food?
to the pub with like the bar, like.
So you get your carbohydrates just from drinking cold beers.
well,
So it's just beers.
I would say it's pretty accurate for most of the Australian population, but but like a lot of our bars like have a kitchen and they'll be cooking things like steak and chips or chicken palmy, which is like a chicken schnitzel with ham and melted cheese on it. That's like a really
Okay,
big.
we call that a cordon bleu. That's
Alright.
what we have in the U.S. We
Alright.
have a similar type of thing.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So we have that too.
Yeah, well, we call it chicken palmy.
Chicken palmy.
Yeah, the people down south call it a chicken parma, but they're off their heads for calling it that. It's chicken palmy.
See, our chicken parm is like an Italian thing, and it's got like the red sauce on it,
Right.
and it's a piece of chicken with like Parmesan, mozzarella cheese, and red sauce.
Well, it's probably that, to be honest.
It's probably a similar thing. Now you go to New
Yeah.
York, you can get a chicken palmy, but it's gonna be like a chicken parm, like
Right.
like Marlon Brando, the Godfather type of thing.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, Australia's so multicultural. Like,
That's how the U.S. is too.
I
We
actually
all-
don't know what.
Hey, we're both British colonies,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
We're
pretty
both
much,
British
yeah.
colonies.
Yeah.
Y'all just have more of the accent than we do.
Yeah,
you know.
and all of our British colonies were just ours were all bloody straight out of jail. That's how Australia got started. Was people got shipped over. All the what do you call them? Criminals got shipped over to Australia. That's how we started.
Really?
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
That's the origin of Australia.
Y'all were you guys were a giant landmass that they were just putting the prisoners on?
Pretty much, like they'd ship all those prisoners over to Australia, and that's what grew Australia. So like,
Makes a lot of sense that y'all
Does it
like
really?
to get wild and have a good time.
yeah, well, yeah, 100%.
It's just
like,
the degenerates
A
just got sent. And
pretty much,
how many
yeah.
years ago was how old is Australia?
oh, that's an
Because the
excellent
U.S. you're here in a special year too. This is the 250th year of America.
Oh, there you go.
We broke away. We threw all that tea in the harbor and declared our independence
Yeah,
250 years ago.
Yeah, Australia's a young country, but I must have skipped that day of school. We went through that in geography, but yeah,
Yeah.
we're a young country.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
That's cool. Well, I appreciate you very much coming on here and hanging out. I can't wait to see where this rocket ship that you're on right now takes you, dude. Because it's the fact that you've had the success that you've had this early on and you've got this team behind you just dumping gasoline on your fire is incredible, brother.
No, I appreciate having me on, and we're loving America. We're keen to get down the road, play CMA, play Oklahoma, Texas. Like, we're loving your culture over here and your people, and yeah, we appreciate you
Yeah, dude.
having me. Or I appreciate you having me on,
Dude,
today.
of course, and we'll think of some American stuff to do next time you're here in Nashville. I know you got a busy week this week,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we'll take you on. We'll do something. I'm gonna try to think of like what's some we're called Raise Rowdy. I'm like, what's some rowdy shit I can make Mac do with us to
Make
give
him
him
feel at home.
give him the American experience,
All
you
right.
know? Because
Yeah.
we got some friends with farms and stuff in nearby, so maybe something like that or fireworks. Do you guys have fireworks in Australia?
We do, but they're illegal. Except for one state, they're legal for one day of the year.
Okay.
But yeah, they're
That'd be another fun thing for you guys to do when you're going through Texas.
yeah,
You can just buy fireworks places.
and just let them off.
Yeah. It's Texas, bro.
Let them off in Billy Bob's or something.
Oh, outside, but no, you're not doing those inside.
yeah,
That'd be a whole other
No,
type
that
of
would be
stuff. No,
very
no, no,
unsafe.
No, none of that.
Terrible idea.
None of that. You'll have to ride the mechanical bull at Billy Bob's.
All
though.
right, sounds
They
good.
have the mechanic. A lot of these venues have mechanical bulls in them and stuff. So
You stick to them, all right? Or?
I don't. I'm from New York. I don't know how to do that shit.
oh,
But you would probably be doing. You would probably do
yeah.
very well on it. You would
Yeah.
probably do very well. But appreciate you. I'm going to send you home with some of these teas. It seems like. Did we approve of the? He was like, it's a Tom. He said it was a. I told him it was an Arnold Palmer, which is what we call our half tea and half iced tea, or half
Yeah.
iced tea, half lemonade thing.
Oh,
And I
how
guess
they
you guys
good?
call him a Tom Collins.
No, that's just more.
That's just lemonade. That's just lemonade.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna send you home with these because the team seemed to like them, and
appreciate it.
you can drink them. Stay hydrated out there. Our
All
friends from Surfside. They're no carbonation. They're saying is no bubbles, no troubles. So I'll send you guys home with a couple 8-packs of them. You can take them on the road with you. And
Appreciate it. We'll crack a few tonight.
there you go. Absolutely. And I got a bunch of hats over there for you and the team to sift through as well. So
Hell
we
yeah.
can officially welcome you to the Raised Rowdy family. And
appreciate it.
I appreciate you so much, brother. Y'all be sure to go check out Walk a Straight Line, the new EP from our man Mack Geiger. And if you're out there, the tickets are going. A couple of these shows are sold out already. So get out there, get your tickets, go see our boy. And shout out to all of our friends down under watching this. We appreciate having an international audience. We don't normally get that because we don't have a lot of international folks on here. So happy to have you as our first Aussie guest, brother. We
Thanks,
appreciate it. So for my man Mac, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make 'em leave. So if you